I think we need to go back to that one ship. Yeah, we gotta go report back to Wanda.
Please would you kindly inform the crew
Wanda.
that long chats with Ada are not required every time the captain leaves the ship?
What the fuck? Alright, let's head back to Groundbreaker.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Alright. Oh shit. What the fuck? That's cool. That looks really fucking awesome, actually. Oh hey, there's wanted posters. I am tempted to get the one bounty that's here. Very tempted, but I feel like the guy wasn't doing anything really wrong, though.
Well, well, Dr. Fenhill. It's not often I see you on this side of sickbay.
I make it a point not to get shot, and when I do, I can usually take care of the mess myself.
It'd be nice to have you in here patching people up, not just blowing them apart.
I respect what you're doing here, but you know I'm not ready to settle down. It's not you, it's me.
Have it your way then. You always do. Now, about your friend here. Were I a gambling woman, I'd wager you're responsible for my mechanical safe return. I can't thank you enough.
Alright. Mission completed. Groundbreaker are now revering. Oh wow, I really gotta break down some stuff soon. Break down or sell? I think I'll break down stuff though. Plasma carbine. Now, where's our weight at? We're at 135 out of 170 pounds. We need to do something about our weight a little bit. What is weighing us down though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh, this could probably be our issue right here. All these weapon mods we're hoarding over here. Want to try to get them all down to like 1 each. Yeah, I mean, we don't need that many of all these upgrades. Like, 1 of each is enough to suffice for that. And this right here, I wonder how much that weighs up all together. I'm curious. They got so many of those. Like, should I? Hold on. So what's 0.10 times 78? Oh, so that's 7.8 pounds right there. That we're kind of just sitting on. See, armor, I imagine this stuff kind of adds up a little bit too. But it's like 1 pound of 50.50 pounds. I know what's weighing us down is easily this one though. That's 5 pounds. That one's 4 pounds. This thing is, oh, okay, it's only 5 pounds, okay. The only thing I could think of that's weighing us down is, well, none of this actually weighs anything. Okay. Good to know. So yeah, it's just the meds that's weighing us down, essentially, then it would be. I still gotta figure out how to use the other effects. Spacer's Chew. A tin of Spacer's Chaw. Oh no, we don't want nicotine. Fuck that. Honestly, I haven't really had to rely on any of these, you know? Like, they're cool to have, but the game really doesn't have it to where it's like you rely on it. What is this? Yeah, it's gotta be all this stuff in here that's weighing us down. I got a lot of stuff in here. I'm just like sitting on hoarding. Let's see. Get rid of that. Oh, look at this Raptidon meat. That's 24 pounds right there. That's where all my weight's going. Right there. Okay, now we probably fixed our weight issue. Yeah, we did. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was all the meat I was hoarding. Alright, let's see. Hasn't heard from our agent in Stellar Bay recently. Retrieve the information he's holding on the salvage location and deliver it to Catherine Mallon and Fallbrook. Companion quest, Empty Man. Track down Renegal Cheney. There's so many different, like, so much missions to do. We're gonna go up into our captain quarters, store a little bit of stuff, and we should be good there.
Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
Oh shit. Shit's about to go down up here.
What you reading, Max?
If I tell you, will you leave me alone?
Probably not. What is it with you and books, anyway?
Some of us like to improve ourselves, Dr. Fenhill.
No, I mean keeping those paper books. You got the data pad. Why waste the cargo space? You're one of those people who wears reading glasses to look smart.
It wasn't really a heated discussion.
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Something on your mind?
Issuing sanitation ticket. Error. Refill printer paper.
Okay, refill printer paper. No, I'm just kidding. God damn it, why are you in my way? Little does he know he never gets that printer paper. I actually will keep that in there though, for now. I'm going to store that. I'm going to keep the rest. Look at all this ammo. I'm just banking on ammo. Alright, so we're at 60 pounds out of 150. Not bad. Companion quest.
Transmission from Roseway from a Dr. Shaw. Welcome back, Captain. I have received a transmission from Roseway from a Dr. Shaw. Beginning playback now.
What? Oh, is this on? Oh, it's on right now. Oh, blast. Hello? I'm trying to reach the captain of the Unreliable. I'll keep this short lest I get caught. Please return to Roseway as soon as you can. I have an item of great value that you'll be interested in.
Okay.
Now, how does this blasted thing turn off? Damn engineers never label these toggles clearly. Is it the...
The transmission is complete, Captain.
Alright.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return.
Alright. Let's see, so he's over on, he's going to be in Terra 2 over in Roseway. So we're going to head over there real quick and have a word with him.
We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain.
Alright. So we just gotta head down the path over to where they're at. I do like how it's kind of like an unmarked quest thing. It's not like it's not like you have to do it right now. It's just something that you should probably go do at some point, you know? I'm just curious to see what he has for me. I think he's right here. Yeah.
Ah, I remember you. You must have received my wireless. Thank the law. I went to great risk to send that.
Yeah, what did you mean by item of great value?
Aha. I knew that it'd entice you to return to our dangerously unprofitable township.
Damn it.
I asked you here because I have a working prototype of the Altinature, Auntie Cleo's very first weapon. I'd like you to have it before it gets confiscated.
Ooh. Confiscated? Why?
The schematics you fetched for me lent themselves well to the creation of the beauty you now possess. Unfortunately, Auntie Cleo R&D felt otherwise. The market's already saturated, they said. Weapons are everywhere. They aren't interested in mass producing the Ulti-Nature, which makes this an illegal prototype weapon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Given your unlawful proclivities, I thought it'd be safest with you. So here we are. I'd rather see it in the hands of a free agent than destroyed.
Hey, you don't have to tell me twice.
I believe we have nothing further to discuss.
Alright. The Ulti-Nature. Let's see, let's take a look at it. Powerful handgun that fires special energy projectiles that ricochet off of most surfaces. I like that. Look, it's an actually unique weapon. It's not, you know, your typical copy and paste weapon. That's cool. That's fucking cool as hell. I love it. I love it. It doesn't do much damage, but it's still awesome as hell. Well, that's good to know.
Employee, you have been fined an additional 200 bits for commerce obstruction. Please collect your ticket.
Nope, not collecting my ticket. I didn't do anything. I think I ran over that dead guy earlier and searched him earlier as well. This is corrosive, it looks like. Of sorts, that's what it looks like. Alright.
So then I told him, oh, ha ha ha, that tickles. How odd. No, don't desist. I think I might like it. Further data collection is required for accurate assessment.
What are y'all doing over here? What is Sam and her doing over here? Let's see. So Monarch. Warning, dangerous. Cascadia landing pad. Stellar Bay landing pad. Alright, we're about to go check out a new planet.
Above Stellar Bay, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting skills. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
I don't know why I keep talking to her. I am completely not
See you soon, Captain.
meaning to talk to her.
Stay safe out.
See, so we need... I want to see how Sam reacts when we're out in these areas. So we've made it to Monarch, which looks like a pretty red planet, from what I can tell. These two actually have a level up. Okay. When Ellie's in the party, any damage that you would kill you instead heals a small amount of health. This effectively has a long cooldown. Okay. About Sam. It's the amount of threat that companions generate when attacking enemies makes them more likely to attack. I'll give him better base health. I think that's the best one to get of him for right now. What does he have? Another? He has another level up. Sam deals bonus damage with our auto mechanicals. Okay. Alright. Ah! Ouch! Acrophobia. After repeatedly falling from giant heights, you no longer function well when the ground is far beneath you. No. I definitely don't want that. That was completely unintentional.
Hold on there. I gotta sign you in.
If I don't want to sign in. Just kidding.
Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right?
You seem surprised.
You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
What are they doing out there?
You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna and halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
Captain Nick.
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Alright. Is Stellar Bay really that isolated?
We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are Sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
You're not what I expect to find on Monarch.
Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Are you saying the board's been lying about this place?
Oh, sure. They make Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell. Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
Have a look around town.
Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
That depends. What is it?
I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tossball poster coming in on the next Sublight shipment. Signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Who's the Black Hole?
That's Bertie Holcomb. Only one of the greatest tossball hackers ever. Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something?
So I've been in hibernation for decades.
You're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what goes on in the rest of Stellar Bay.
This poster sounds pretty valuable.
I couldn't really say, I'm just a fan of the game. But the fancy collector types say the more people see these things, the less valuable they are. And I figure my poster's been passed around by more than a few people by now.
Jack can ask about your poster.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Alright. This place whoa, this looks cool actually. It looks cool and quite interesting. Ordnance control helmet. Wow, this is some really high grade gear though. Like holy shit. Level 19, level 18, what level am I? I'm only level 15 and this gear's already here. That's crazy. Let's see. So this one sells armor. It's a low grade armor though. What about her? This is even lower level stuff. So that's interesting. I think we might find something later on. So we're just gonna start exploring this place, seeing what it's all about and all that. The Yacht Club.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I thought you were quoting It's a Wonderful Directorate.
Okay. Yeah, let's go into the Yacht Club. Check it out. Let's, whoa. Okay. Nyoka?
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood. So it's sliding. All over the place. Trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud.
Excuse me?
Don't interrupt. It's rude. I gotta get in there. Get right in that baby wrapped stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn wrapped out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
I'm Nick. Pleasure to meet you.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
Sure, another round, bartender.
Outstanding! What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
I'm told you can help me find information on an information broker.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't brass rats. Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You have to get me something to clear my head.
Sure, what do you need?
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
You mean caffeinoid? That stuff's just a stimulant.
Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
You won't find a better deal in Halcyon than our special one-time offer for a refurbished sanitation unit. Remember, if it's dirty, it's a job for Sam.
Damn it, Sam.
That thing talks?
That's Sam. It helps stay clean. Anyway, I'll get those meds. That's awesome. McGuire.
Well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger.
Thanks.
Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
I could use a few and telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you?
How well do you know Nyoka?
Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka. On account of her being here so often herself. And I don't mean that unkindly. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you?
You said you're not used to seeing new faces around here?
Not since Amber Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming. Off to join the Iconoclasts or some such.
What happened at Amber Heights?
Bunch of marauders broke into the executive compound, slaughtered everyone. Corporations pulled out of Monarch not long after. I thought everyone knew. But then that was 10 years ago. Still feels fresh to us every time we look at our walls, though.
Why is this place called the Yacht Club?
But it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all.
Are there any yachts in Stellar Bay?
Nope. But a man can dream.
Nothing right now, thanks. Bennett?
Pause. Can't a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace?
Got a lot of brass for a man doing absolutely nothing.
What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment. It's so rare that I can seize one apart from the jabbering masses of this wretched place.
What are you talking about? Your neighbors probably aren't missing your company either, come to think of it. What are you talking about?
This law's forgotten town. Cut off from the rest of the colony. Removed from any culture. I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar took over MSI and got us all booted.
It does sound nice. You miss the good old days?
Days of consumption and culture. When we weren't squabbling with the iconoclasts for lack of better things to do. Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
I'll leave you be. Interesting. Dude, this place is huge. Like, holy crap.
Rapmusk and Canadize, right here. Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in Raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails?
What?
You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
Why would I want any of that?
I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
Who's Celia?
She works for Sanjar at MSI. She's also Stellar Bay's biggest collector of canid incisors. And I should know, because she buys them from me.
About Mr. Pickett.
He came to Stellar Bay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Mantiqueens, especially.
Alright, have you seen a mannequin?
Sure. They're real big. Hard to miss them.
Why was he interested in mannequins?
Who wouldn't be?
People who value self-preservation, Sebastian.
Now that just sounds like a fancy way to say boring people.
Where have you seen a mannequin?
Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett. But I haven't seen him in a few weeks. To tell true, I'm starting to get a bit worried about him. Tell you what, I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him. Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal?
Sure, I can keep an eye out for him.
Alright then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past the abandoned ruins. Last mannequin I saw was in the wilds out that-a-ways. Could be Mr. Pickett still out there too.
Alright, maybe some other time. Alright.
Please, will someone help me? My boy's in trouble. Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a Raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
Oh.
It's more dissolving than melting.
That is not helpful.
Your child is missing. Where you last see him?
Oh, I just knew you were a good person. Agnes, I said, this is the man to save your little Tucky. And I was right. He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the Raptidons, Mantisaurs, and Marauders, the toxic sulfur pools, and poisonous glands, but he didn't listen. Please, won't you go and find my boy?
Say there was a reward involved in this request? Why would Tucker run away?
He's been pining for an adventure. Says he's tired of living cooped up behind the walls. But he doesn't understand how dangerous it is out there. I warned him. A raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. I just know once ripped his arm off and is gnawing on his sweet little fingers. He should have listened to his mama. I promised I'd keep him safe here with me.
Where would he have gone?
He's been listening to those awful broadcasts that the iconoclasts put out. I begged Sanjar to put a stop to them, but did he? No! And now I just know my boys run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a Mantiqueen hasn't spooled out and eaten his entrails for breakfast already.
What are you saying about the iconoclasts?
Those low-life degenerates, leading innocent boys into a life of danger. Oh, they make it sound so exciting. Like it's noble to risk it all out there, fighting for the greater good. How noble is it to worry your loved ones? Not at all, I say. But still they preach their sermons of anarchy and rebellion to anyone who'll listen. If they weren't holed up in Amber Heights, I'd knock them all upside the head.
I'll help you find your son. Where's Amber Heights?
That old settlement, southwest of Stellar Bay. I don't know which is worse, the thought of my son shacking up with the nutty iconoclasts, or that he never made it. Sprats could be nesting in his rotting body alongside the road as we speak. Or maybe Marauders got him, pulled all his teeth out, crushed him into their drugs and made him snort them. Oh, the things that could happen to my sweet baby.
I think she's overreacting just a little bit. I'll help you find your son.
Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
Yeah, she's overreacting just a little bit.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
That's very generous of you.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
Just looking for the information broker.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Alright. Yo, Fatsack, thank you for the raid. I don't know what is going on with my alerts, but they are not at all remotely loud like they should be. Like, I need to do some audio adjusting because, like, that sounded like it was pretty damn low, didn't it? It would be under Google Chrome, I believe.
You kids look like you could use a delicious fruity beverage! Who are you?
There it goes. I had OBS turned down really fucking low. That's what it was. That's what it was. I was over here like, why can't I hear this? Yo, Morning, how's it going tonight? How's your stream, Fat Sack? I saw you were also playing The Outer Worlds. Saw you were also playing this. What do you think of the game so far, man? It was good, yes. Enjoying it a lot. I don't know if I want to continue further because of spoilers, or if I should continue. Because I don't want to be that guy that spoils the future for you or whatever. Girth. But that's good to hear, Fat Sack, though. I'm enjoying the heck out of it right now. I haven't been doing any main quests, so there's no spoilers in the main quest of things right now, but there's spoilers on side quests. So just a heads up to anybody who's in here who doesn't want to see any spoilers. There is going to be spoilers. Play on, my friend. I'll be lurking to avoid spoilers. Have a great rest of your stream, buddy. Alright, you too, Fat Sack. Thank you for dropping the raid. I do appreciate it. Feel free to chat if you want to, man. Like, I'm not telling you not to chat or anything, you know? But I understand if you're trying to avoid spoilers, though. It could always be both. Afraid not. If I have to eat one more of the weird science project passed off as food in the sprat-fucked colony, I am going to stab someone.
Yes, that's it. Channel your anger. I only wish I could do the same. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
What exactly are you hoping to accomplish? If you have other corporations, why would you want to bring them back?
Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
And you're tired of scrounging and scrapping by, is that it?
Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
So what do you mean to do about it?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Ingenious plan? Don't get me wrong, I'm starting to admire your sand, but I bet you could overcomplicate a sisty sandwich.
What a charmingly roguish turn of phrase. Allow me to express my thanks at your confidence and assure you that my plan is indeed sufficiently complicated.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
The lady knows what's going on.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
How long did it take you to figure out what you need to defend your city?
Not long, but the devil is always in the details. And the salient detail here is a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
The Bolt 52 sounds useful. What is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Never realized fighting the bureaucracy could be this interesting.
It is quite the rush.
Oh, shit. That one's locked. I can't do it. Where do I find one? What's the other part of your plan?
I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town. which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. And these days, it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
I guess I'll go get your Bolt 52.
Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to marauders and raptidons out there. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Alright. Before I go, I need to ask you about something.
What can I do for you?
I met Grim, the landing pad guard.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
A bang-up job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
No questions about MSI in the good old days.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
How did MSI get kicked off the board in the first place?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Mean that you initiated your own removal from the board?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1.
Down to the other corporations.
As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
Alright, that seems wise. But not MSI, right?
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
How forward-thinking of you.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
Interesting. Using the board's own tools against them, and clever.
That's what I thought. But the senior executives laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
Yet here you are.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI.
Must have pissed off some real big suits to get stuck with that.
On the contrary, I wrote lots of very important reports on behalf of top MSI officials before I was able to achieve this position. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
That's low even for them. That's low even for them.
I don't think I realized how far they'd stoop. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Why exactly do you want the board? Why exactly do you want back on the board?
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
If you can't beat him, might as well join him and reach into their pockets.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
They treated you pretty roughly. Is it worth going back to that?
I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Alright, leverage?
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes, it'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows, Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
What's the hazard clause?
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous. For the greater good. Allegedly.
They've invoked it on Monarch?
Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. Rather hard to run a business that way.
I'll talk to you
What
about
can I
something
do for
else. I've got to go.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
What was that exchange about? You have money trouble?
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
You normally blow your money on Rapidon parts?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or a mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
Why are you buying so much from Sebastian?
So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else. Sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
Yeah, I can talk to him for you.
Would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Maybe don't tell him I wanted you to ask. Just that you met this really nice lady named Celia, and she seemed... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
Wait, I'm curious. What do you see in Sebastian?
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
Good to have standards, I guess.
I know what I'm looking for.
You want to be with someone you can't talk to?
You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny.
There are other fish in the sea, Celia.
Not in Stellar Bay. Everyone else who isn't taken either smells like salt tuna or they're my boss. Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't something to pass up.
That's all I need to know.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
Talk to you later. Alright. What do they got here? That's what I'm curious about. Don't have any weapons. They got armor though. Level 11 armor. Level 14. What am I wearing right now? That's what I'm curious. Like armor wise, I need some better armor. I need some better armor for sure. So I think we might just pick up some armor real quick. Alright, so far so good.
You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
Talk about Celia.
Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff.
Consider going on a date with her?
Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm? Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for Raptidon tongues.
I'll take my word for it. Spend some time with her. I promise she Won't ask for a discount.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice. Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
Alright, back to her.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say?
He said he'll go on a date with you.
Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on.
Yo, Sean, thank you for the raid, man. I do appreciate it. How's it going tonight? How was your stream? You got your chance. Have fun and don't overthink it.
Oh, I will. Now I've just got to figure out which jumpsuit I'm wearing and how I'm fixing my hair. Or maybe I should go with a casual look? Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back to work look.
How's everyone doing?
Anyhow.
That's coming in.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks again for setting me up with Sebastian. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Let's see. Grim asked me to check with you about his tossball poster.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Okay. Thanks, I'll do that. Executive. They're all executives, okay. Let's take a look at this. Notes for revisions. Your report looks excellent. The members in front of the center and you highlighted your recent production gains nicely. One small adjustment. Could you increase the page margins by 17.3%? I want them to match the formatting of our other reports to maximum readability. Sanjar. View data. A summary report on the conditions within Stellar Bay. Productivity has continued to improve since relaxing MSI's old restrictions and making allowances for employee benefits such as time off for illness and personal leave. 24.9% reductions in shift length and 52.3% more positive feedback. Fishery output is up 15.2% this year, showing a continuing but slowing growth trend. Decreasing gains compared to the previous years are likely due to the deterioration of materials and morale, occasional shortfalls in our supplies, and the gradual loss of personnel. Marauders 7.3%, hostile wildlife 10.3%, and iconolist recruitment 17.4%. Reconciliation with the board remains a long-term goal, but immediate concern is defending the city from hostile elements. Repairing damage to the city walls consumes approximately 32.8% of our annual budget. The best results would be an influx of skilled defenders and weaponry, not given the aforementioned factors of their efforts on local populations, such as solution remains unlikely. Okay. Sorry, shit was fucky. I'm here now. Alright, Sean. Thank you for the raid. How's it going? What were you playing tonight, man? Working slogans. MSI, our profit margins are stellar. MSI sell tuna, 43.28% more nutrition dense than the leading brands. Stellar Bay, a tolerable center of commerce in a hostile and chaotic galaxy. Alright, so that's it. Siege, then some Cube World. Nice. How'd Cube World go? Dude, look at that sky. Like, holy shit. Those clouds. Who's this guy? He's just a worker.
If you want to talk to the boss, she's in the back of the warehouse.
Let's go into the back of the warehouse. What exactly is the back of the warehouse, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Dude, this place looks beautiful. We're on it for about an hour, maybe. Tonight was very meh. I kind of want to hop on Minecraft soon. I don't know when, though. I don't know when everybody wants to hop on, you know? So that's why I haven't really been getting on in that game. Velma. Let's talk to her.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
It's just that I need more RAM for those mods for some reason. That's weird. I don't understand why, though. Hurts when I play those mods. Your PC hurts when it plays those mods. It's like, oh, I can't do it. What kind of processor you got, out of curiosity? Does that... You may have told me and I may have forgot, but... What kind of processor you got? What's your specs? That's a better way of saying it. I guess. Take it easy, I'm just looking around.
Well, if you're that friendly about it, then you definitely aren't one of Catherine's sublight toughs. My mistake. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
What kind of i7 do you have, though? Well, I'm just curious. I'm here to ask about Grimm's poster.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it?
Who's Nell?
She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
So it's about the money. It does sound easier to deal with. It's about the money.
Damn right it is.
You still have the poster, right?
It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money.
Just giving Grimm's poster away. Didn't he pay for it?
No. I paid Sublight for it. So it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money.
Surely we can work something out.
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
You won't do much business if your neighbors hate you. Consider this an investment. Intimidate.
I got a feeling you and Catherine would get on like tumors on a pig. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be too soon. Something else on your mind?
This is Catherine you mentioned when I first came in here.
Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer.
What's this about your foreman?
Caleb Herrick. Runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials. He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more.
Maybe you have something running in the background that's utilizing your RAM, utilizing a lot of your RAM and causing it to not work great with the mods. Maybe it's the only thing I can think of, Sean. Because wait, you said you have 16 gigs of RAM, right? 16 or 30? I think yeah, you have 16, right? Or something like that, I believe. I can talk to Caleb for you.
You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it?
Oh.
I'm joking. Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there.
Bro. A 2700K, dude? that thing is that thing came out years ago, didn't it? Oh, let me see. No, that's a pretty old processor. I know that. That came out back in 2013, bro. But it was better than the i5 I used to have. Bro, I think it's time for you to get an upgrade, man. I think it's time for you, man. It is time for you to get an upgrade, bro. Like, you're using DDR3 RAM, bro. If you're using that processor. Like, bro. I'm working on a whole new PC. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's... Yeah. You definitely need to get a new PC, Sean. It was what, 2013? In the year 2013, BioShock Infinite came out. In the year 2013. It's still a good processor though. 3.5 gigahertz. Goes up to 3.9. I mean, that's not a bad processor, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's still a solid quad core. I need to buy my power supply, water cooling, and graphics card. Okay. Yeah, I think once you upgrade, the new RAM will help you a lot as well, Sean. Because that's probably what it is. It's probably the slower RAM, probably. Have an i9 for the new one. Oh, nice, dude. That's awesome. Which one did you get? The 9900K or what? Or did you get a slightly lower one? 'Cause I think, wait, that is the i9, isn't it? The 9900K. Eight cores, bro. That thing is gonna be a beast. That processor is an absolute beast. Tell me about your missing coworker.
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
Like the extra build is my future proof, yeah. Yeah, that's you're definitely gonna see a lot better performance. You're essentially building a rig that's like 2 times the power of your current rig, dude. It'll come back eventually. Probably more powerful than that, actually. Come back eventually. You don't constrain a person's freedom. Don't you have rules about that sort of thing?
We're not keen on rules for rules' sake around here. Means Braxton skips work sometimes, but it also means no company boss is telling me when I can take a shit. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra drugs he's been taking from supply.
Oh shit. Said Braxton had been stealing drugs?
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Sean, is I'm either going to go with a 2080 Ti or a 2080. That's my plans personally. But at the same time, I'm still concerned that as soon as I buy it, Nvidia is going to come out and be like, okay, here's a new lineup of video cards. I'll be all disappointed. But dude, like those cards are absolute beasts though already. I know. Exactly. Because I doubt they're gonna do a 2080 Ultra Super or something like that. Because they already did the Super. I mean, they can't go any higher than Super, really. What next? You know, a 2080 Ti Beast Mode. Well, they nice of you not to say anything.
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get this Altoona, fat and mostly tumor-free.
Oh yeah, they do. I think they have a 2060 Super as well. Let's talk about collab.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say.
Alright. Why can't you give him his pay increase? They're hard workers, aren't they? Don't they deserve some compensation for that?
Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work. Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much.
Uber's like $700. Yeah, it's a little on the expensive side. Why can't you give him his pay increase?
I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple. Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
Sanjar's gonna notice your shortfalls before long, and he'll hold you responsible. Are you willing to meet collab halfway?
For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar? Not on your life.
Sanjar's gonna notice the shortfalls before long, and he'll hold you responsible.
Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home, near the diner.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna get probably a video card before I get a processor, so I'm probably just gonna straight up get a 2080 or 2080 Ti, you know, when I get my tax return or whatever, you know. Let's talk about something else.
Fine by me.
I'll talk to you later.